flying as safety pilot with my friend Katie, and this happened.
For me, it'll be a few minutes until I can chat you out. I have a potential emergency inbound for the field.
This was a beautiful day for what we thought would be a simple IFR practice flight, but in the end, we had a bit of an emergency, and there are a few things we could have done better, so I wanted to share it.
We're going to execute the emergency gear extension to make sure we get it locked, but we are not confident that it is locked, so that's our plan, but we are intending to land on this one.
I've got solid track log data and the ATC audio to debrief.
And Red 2 ground, the airplane that's landing is a Mooney. Originally, they didn't get any indication that the gear was down, although they did a flyby.
My friend Katie and I often help each other out with instrument proficiency by acting as safety pilot for each other. She's just become a partner in this Mooney, so I was happy to ride along for the first time with her in it. She's also working on getting into aerobatics, which I've been helping her with.
Alright, you ready?
It's all you, go ahead.
So despite showing up in some of my videos, Katie does like to stay kind of low-key in the aviation world. She's already famous as an astrophysicist.
Quantum physics was first developed just over a century ago, when physicists discovered some of the weirdest, most baffling eccentricities of the subatomic world.
So for today's mission, it was kind of part of helping me solve a problem I've been working on ever since I started getting serious about aerobatics in the RB-14. I started competing for the first time in 2023. This is a sloppily executed hammerhead, and this is what happens, initially anyways, with the airplane. I didn't have an air oil separator, so I would lose a ton of oil every time I went even slightly negative, which definitely happens when you're flying competitive. So I vowed to myself that after the 2023 season was over, I would solve the problem with some modifications during the 2024 annual inspection. Probably the coolest thing is getting rid of the breather, the traditional breather. It's done its job, but getting into acro, I'm gonna go to this. So it took a little bit longer to get it installed, but Katie was there while I was doing the final test flights.
All right, Steve, how's it looking?
Not bad.
Yeah? Is it clean?
Fair bit of negative on that one. I had it fully clean before, so there are a couple streaks, but I'm pretty happy with this. You can see if you come here, maybe, I don't know if you can see it from there, but like one little streak.
Oh, yeah.
I had it fully clean before. So that was the point of the mission today, was to go test fly the RB-14 one more time before I repositioned it for the season to start practicing locally. So it was a beautiful flying day, and we were having a good time until we weren't. But anyways, this is the debrief for our unsafe gear emergency, and you'll notice that we've redacted Katie's tail number just because she does want to stay sort of low-key in the aviation world. She was happy to share this, and I appreciate that, so I hope you can gain something from following along. We'll start with the approach into Kitchener.
Waterloo Tower, we're having an issue with our gear indication. We'd like to request a low approach.
Roger, number 1.
Number 1. Waterloo Tower, when we do this low approach, can we get a visual inspection on the gear?
Say again?
Waterloo Tower, can we get a visual inspection on the gear for this low approach?
Roger. If you'd like to fly closer to the tower, east of the expressway, that's approved. Correction, east of the runway.
Okay, we'll fly closer to the tower, east of the runway.
Would you be canceling IFR?
Yes, we'll cancel IFR.
Roger, 13012, cleared low approach runway 14, and we'll let you know when we see.
Okay, cleared low approach 14, and we'll be just to the east of the runway.
Which landing gear would we be looking for?
All of our gear, if you can take a look.
Roger.
Yeah, we only have one light and it's not coming on, so we don't know what's going on.
Roger, we'll let you know when we find.
Waterloo Tower, this is Golf, Bravo Foxtrot Juliet, holding short at runway 14, ready for takeoff.
Bravo Foxtrot Juliet, negative, standby.
Standing by, Bravo Foxtrot Juliet.
Tower, all 3 gear appear to be down.
Okay, thanks. We're going to do a pattern and just consider the emergency gears. Thanks, so we get the lights to come on. Which side of the pattern you want us on?
Roger, flight runway heading for now.
Runway heading.
So that was somewhat encouraging, but after climbing to a safe altitude and accelerating to maximum gear operating speed, I decided to try pulling some G's and yawing to see if I could lock the gear, which is a warbird procedure, while we waited to actually do the Mooney published procedure, which has to be done from Katie's seat, and she was getting ready to do that next.
Yeah, I'll have
your crosswind, turn for your here shortly.
Roger.
You turn right crosswind and down. There is jet traffic 3 mile final for runway 08. You turn right.
Waterloo Tower, Charlie Bravo November with Oscar.
You got Charlie Bravo November, Waterloo Tower. There is traffic in your vicinity about 2 miles southwest of your current position. Cessna 3000, remain clear, standby.
Charlie Bravo November, traffic is safe.
Cleared for the right downwind for runway 14. That jet traffic 1 mile final for runway 08. Right downwind 14.
So at this point, we're getting ready to do the actual procedure. Katie's going over the checklist and looking at the mechanism, which is down beside her leg, which I never actually could see from where I was sitting in the right seat. But I did have the circuit breaker right in front of me to pull, so I did that part of it. And of course, this was after having cycled the gear multiple times without success on final initially, and then also having left it selected down when we passed the tower. And just to review what we're dealing with here, this aircraft has the gear switch located up in the center of the panel. There's a red light above it, which is the gear up or unsafe light, I guess, and then a green single light below the switch. We actually didn't get the safe light to come on during our climb when we departed, so we had cycled the gear a couple times while climbing, and also noticed the green light didn't come on then either. So we knew we had a problem early on, so we did have time to think about this during our flight. We also checked the annunciator panel to make sure the lights were in fact working, which they were, so we knew it was a real problem related to the gear. At the time, neither Katie or I had a good enough understanding of the system to know if it was a micro switch or an actual issue with the locking mechanism. There's also this window that you can look at on the floor. I found this was hard to tell in the air if it was perfectly lined up, and I don't remember seeing that light come on, so we definitely didn't feel that this alone was good enough to confirm our gear was down. Katie has since gone to visit with a mechanic while troubleshooting. It did turn out to be the micro switch that was a bit sticky, so it was serviced and a replacement is recommended. Regardless, we were treating this as an actual emergency at the time. And it was also interesting later to go listen to the ground communications that were going on in the background. Clearly, we should have done a better job actually declaring an emergency, but you can tell by the way this is being handled that it's essentially being treated that way even without actually declaring. But I don't know why we were shy to declare. I think that was a mistake.
Dealing from me, it'll be a few minutes until I can set you out. I have a potential emergency inbound for the field and an aircraft landing on 08.
Stay on the downwind and let me know what you'd like next. Okay, so we're going to execute the emergency gear extension to make sure we get it locked, but we are not confident that it is locked. So that's our plan, but we are intending to land on this one. You, Roger, continue on your current heading and let me know if you need any else changes. That's it. So I don't know if you want to roll any trucks, but we don't know if our gear is going to collapse on landing. You, Roger, we'll have the trucks ready. Red 2, Roger, contact ground 121.8. That traffic is still on the downwind. Lima Extra Papa Tower, change on our frequency. Just stay over Elmira, don't come inbound.
Lima Extra Papa orbiting Elmira.
Charlie Bravo November Tower, change on our frequency.
Charlie Bravo November.
Tango Papa orbit over Maryhill. How further for you, Charlie?
We'll keep orbiting over Maryhill, Tango Papa, no problem.
And Tower, it says we did get the green light to come on doing that, so we're feeling better, but we still like the trucks, and we are on downwind ready to turn base.
Hey, Roger, it'll be number 2 now. You're going to follow aircraft at your 1 o'clock on a 3-mile final. Advise them inside.
Okay, we're looking. Traffic in sight.
Red 2, did you want to hold somewhere else? Or you just want to stay there on standby? They are turning final for runway 14 now. They're on a 3-mile final.
Red 2 ground, proceed Alpha, hold short runway 14.
And Red 2 ground, the airplane that's landing is a Mooney. Originally, they didn't get any indication that the gear was down, although they did a flyby. The gear did appear down. They do now have the lights showing that they're down, but they just want you guys out there in the event that they collapse. Tower traffic on runway exiting runway 26, winds 120 at 9. Clear to land runway 14.
Clear land, runway 14.
It may have been a bad idea, but to release some tension, I remember saying something to the effect of no pressure, but this needs to be a good landing. And Katie laughed, and she ended up greasing it on the 1,000-foot markers.
Okay, we're feeling good about the gear, but we're not going to go hard on the brakes if you're okay with that, Tower.
Yep. Okay, that's fine. Exit at the end on Bravo. Contact ground 120.8 off.
Invaluable, contact ground.
Staff 26, proceed on to runway 14, cross runway 26, Vegas Bravo at the end.
The fire truck followed us as we taxied, but I think it was a mistake not to shut down as soon as we cleared the runway. Imagine if the gear collapsed during one of the 4 or 5 turns we made on the way to the hangar. I think it's ironic that the track log visualization here is showing the airplane listing over in a weird way, like as if the gear has collapsed. At best, I can't imagine the insurance company would have taken that well. It could have easily been deemed negligent to continue taxiing unnecessarily on landing gear that we didn't trust. But anyway, there was a tiny bit of paperwork for Katie to do, and it was good to talk to the firefighters and find out how things work. But at the end of the day, don't be afraid to declare. Let us know in the comments if you guys have any ideas about what you would have done differently. And until the next one, keep your flight chops sharp.
Water ground, staff 26.
Staff 26, Water ground.
Staff 6 on apron 2, outside Charlie, requesting inspection of runway 14.
Red 2 ground, proceed across runway 14 Alpha, the aircraft exiting on runway 26. Red 2 ground, cross runway 14 Alpha.
Red 2.
Staff 26 ground, say again, you wanted to do an inspection of runway 14?
That's affirmative. I'm on apron 2 outside of Charlie.
Staff 26 ground, proceed Charlie, cross runway 08, contact tower 1260, holding short.
Staff 6, contact tower, 1 holding short.